Hey, it's Brad, Blue Nile Farm. Today I want to talk about one of my favorite topics. It's about food. Can't you tell? And when it comes down to food, my favorite thing to cook on is my Blackstone Griddle. And the reason why I love this Blackstone Griddle is I bought it in 2018 and it's still alive. And I use it all the time, 365 days of the year almost. And I cook on it religiously. I cook pork, I cook steaks, I cook vegetables, I cook bacon, I cook burgers. I mean, this is my go-to cooking device because A, I don't like to make a big mess in the house. B, it does such a great job and it's easy to clean and I can cook a lot of it very quickly. So, this is a 36-inch griddle. And the first thing I did when I bought it in 2018, they did not come with hard covers. So I went and found a company called Outdoor Kitchen Accessories on eBay, I believe, or it was on through Etsy. And they made me this stainless steel cover. And what was nice about it is I put my farm name on the cover. You can put your last name or family name, whatever you want on this. The price for this was approximately $200 shipped to me. And it was well worth the investment. So I wound up doing that. And to me, that was the best thing I've ever done because this is what keeps it clean. This unit comes with a soft cover. And the problem is if you put it on when it's hot, obviously you're going to have a melt and it's going to be a big problem. The other thing that I found that is probably the most beneficial with this unit is if you go to a place like Walmart, and this unit, when you actually cook, there's a grease trap. And the grease trap on this is in the back of the unit. And there's basically a metal container that is back there that catches the grease. Well, the problem is you're going to have to scoop it out of the metal container. And we eventually found going through Walmart that they sell these disposable foil containers that fit exactly, and they're made to fit into these catches. And you just take one of these, throw it in the bottom, and the grease will roll in, and you probably last about a month or so. And then when it fills up and you're ready to clean it, basically pull it right out and put another one in. Get rid of the grease. It's the greatest grease catching thing, and it's cheap. So I suggest you go buy one of these. Now the other thing too is propane tanks. I normally have 2 or 3 propane tanks full at all times. So I actually have 3 propane tanks and I rotate them. There's one thing I found out about the places where you take a propane tank to and they exchange it and give you another one. Those tanks aren't full the way they should be. Take the tank down to like Tractor Supply or some other place that loads up propane and they'll fill them up properly. And you're going to get more propane for the money if you do it that way. So that's another little tidbit. But the Blackstone Griddle, I cannot say enough, is probably the greatest griddle around. It's the easiest thing to clean. There's lots and lots of YouTube videos on this. I had to resurface mine once because I let it get rusty. It was my fault, and I didn't apply oil on it. I let it sit, and I decided I had to re-season it and clean it off. So I just had to take some grinding wheels, and I ground it off. It was a very dirty mess. Then I re-seasoned it. So basically, every time I use it, I wash it with water, scrape off any debris, and then I take a paper towel, I clean it, and then I coat it with oil, cooking oil, not anything but, food grade oil. Canola oil is great. Find a cheap oil. Don't use your expensive olive oil. Just get something cheap. Coat it and call it a day. And then you can go back out and heat it up right away and start cooking. But the surface has to be, clean the best you can. And as long as you clean it on a regular basis, it's great. Now, sometimes you'll have grease that hit on these side trays. The best thing I find to clean it off is just get the power washer out and spray the hell out of it. That's the best thing to clean that once a year or so. And then, try to clean it the best you can. But the biggest thing is keep your griddle clean because that's the important part. And the other thing that I love about these things is no grease goes down to those burners. And this is the only reason why this has survived, is grease has not fallen into the burners. Now, the one thing I will give you some warning on is that on the sides here, they're vented, so all the heat comes off the side. So if you have a water bottle or something that's plastic on the side sitting here, it could easily melt. So try to keep, anything you don't want melted off the side walls. But this is a great tool, and I tell you, for like 250 bucks, maybe $300, I don't know what they're priced at now. They're the cheapest grill and the most versatile grill that you can purchase, and you can get a lot of miles out of these grills for the money. But get yourself a hardcover. I highly endorse these, and there's just so many things you can do with them. To me, they've changed my cooking, the enjoyment outside, because one of my biggest gripes was the grill and basically spending a lot of money on a griddle and finding out that, or on the grill, and then finding out all the grease falls into the bottom and they just rot out. And you could spend $600, $1,000 on a nice grill, and the bottom line is going to basically fall apart. And I know some people like to cook with charcoal, but if you're looking for a good cooking grill, this is it. You can cook probably, I don't know how many, probably 20, 30 burgers on here if you need to. You can cook 2 pounds of bacon all day long. And that's one thing I love about it with the bacon. Take a whole big pack of bacon, lay it in here, cook the whole thing at once, and you're done. BLTs or breakfast, whatever you need it for. And all that grease that you normally have on your stove is out here. It's a big favorite thing. I cook lots of my steaks on this thing, and basically this is my go-to for steaks. And I love cooking on there with I use a thermometer. I test those suckers all the time. Make sure they're exactly at medium rare, because that's the way I like them. And basically I base it on the temperature. I pull them off and we're good to go. But this griddle is the way to go, and I cannot say enough about it. Go out here, get yourself one. I think you'd be highly impressed with it, and it does a great thing, and it will last. But you got to get a hard cover for it, and you got to protect it. And even though I have this covered, we have snow and rain popping here all the time. This thing gets wet. So the best thing I can tell you to do, get yourself a hard cover. That's the number one. And this cover I got from Outdoor Accessories. Like I said, it was $200, and it's stainless. It'll last forever. So when this grill, I decide to get rid of it, I might keep the cover and put it on another griddle, because I will definitely buy another Blackstone. Thanks for watching, and go get yourself one and be able to cook, and you'll be a happy camper.